Hey ladies, welcome back to the channel. This is your girl Dolce K, and today I have a very juicy comment response for you. Yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and dive straight into it. Someone dared to drop a series of comments on this channel arguing with some of you. I did delete most of their comments, but one in particular I found to be stirring the pot with a particularly pointed question, and I left it there on the page. The question was, am I against dark-skinned women? Is very poorly phrased and frankly pointless. It reeks of an attempt to try to corner me into a simplistic yes or no trap, and it just misses the mark entirely, because asking someone directly if they have racist or colorist views rarely unveils the truth, right? It's a flawed tactic that sidesteps any genuine, understanding or truth. So to the commenter in question, I'm going to give you some advice, which is to truly engage with the content, watch the videos, especially the one you commented on, from start to finish, okay? And maybe through that exploration, you might be able to grasp my stance on these complex issues. But if you wanted to dive a little deeper, the real inquiry shouldn't be aimed at this channel or at me, but it should be introspective, challenging dark-skinned women to confront internal biases within their own ranks. I don't know if you've seen this, but Exoticals United just posted a compilation of TikToks trending on social media showcasing a very painful self-rejection among unambiguous Black women. And this is a real tragedy. It's reflecting the internalized hate and like a culture that's been manipulated to turn against itself is really what it looks like. And it's multiple unambiguous Black women rejecting themselves. But on this channel, on this page, we are standing together as a beacon for light-skinned Black women, and we're illuminating our experiences. But anyone can learn from them. Anyone can learn from this channel, because the cornerstone of our message is self-love, which is embracing who you are without seeking validation from those who will never understand your journey. So any accusations or assumptions that anyone wants to make about this platform are completely baseless. When you ask something like that, I've done a DNA video, and I have African heritage. It just so happens that that African heritage is also intertwined with the complexity of light-skinned identity within, the Black community. So this channel is dedicated to fostering a supportive space for us as light-skinned Black women, because we're often overlooked and dismissed in the conversation about Black women's empowerment. So the crux of the issue you have stumbled upon isn't actually about excluding anyone, but you're taking issue with the fact that I'm highlighting the unique challenges and experiences that we face as light-skinned Black women. This is filling a gap. We're not creating division. So your focus should shift away from casting aspersions to uplifting those who really need it, like the women who are on TikTok rejecting their skin tone and their hair texture. Instead of challenging me, you should be channeling your energies into supporting those women and other women in your community who are vocalizing their struggles. So any misguided inquiries and accusatory tones, they're not going to find any safe haven here. This platform is for building up, not for tearing down. And it's for fostering understanding and support among Black women in general. But we have a particular spotlight on those who have felt invisible, light-skinned Black women, in like the broader discourse of Black women empowerment. So before you question my allegiance or accuse me of having a bias, really take a moment to reflect on your contributions to the collective healing and empowerment of Black women, and think about what spaces have you created, what voices have you amplified. And just to sum up what I'm really trying to get at here, your question is just, misguided, and it's irrelevant because the channel's mission, it transcends simplistic, for or against, good or bad, light versus dark. The channel isn't about that. The channel is about acknowledging, celebrating, and supporting our diverse tapestry as of Black womanhood, as light-skinned Black women. Okay, so instead of demanding answers from me, you need to ask yourself, what are you doing to uplift and unite? Like I said, you're spending time on my channel looking for my validation of dark-skinned Black women when you need to give the validation that you're seeking to the people who you want to have that validation. Like, you need to give that validation to those who really need it, instead of asking me to validate you or validate a group of people. So I'm going to go ahead and show the clips from Exoticals United of this TikTok trend that I mentioned, and maybe that will inspire you to have a more positive focus and a more collective focus instead of a divisive one. All right. Thank you so much. And guys, let me know what you think in the comments, okay? Let me know. Also, trigger warning. Some of the things that these ladies are saying are very discriminatory. Even if it is about themselves, it's still discriminatory. So, trigger warning. All right? Well, thanks so much, and I'll catch you in the next video.
You have a preference for lighter skin, that's colorism. Like, it's literally colorism.
I feel more feminine with wearing hair that mimics another race of people.
There's been so many times where I would be so jealous of people that were quote unquote looking better than me, had lighter skin, curlier hair, bluer eyes, and I would be so jealous of them, and I would just be like, why can't I look like that?
So it's gotten me to the point where I literally hate being a Black, dark-skinned woman. I see no benefit in it.
Who you date says a lot about who you will advocate for, who you trust, who you believe deserves support, who you're willing to show up for.
White women bleaching their hair or straightening their hair is not the same as what we do. And I'm gonna go there. So I know the sister's gonna pretend they don't understand what I'm saying. This woman talked about how she had a head full of natural hair. Most Black women do not have long hair. They do not have long natural hair. Black hair does not grow. It does not grow at the same speed as other races. If you are one of the unicorns where you can cut your hair one day, and in 2 months or 3 months you got inches, you know you're a rare breed. When we cut our hair, that's it. It's going to take a little while for it to grow. Damage or undamaged. Drinking water or not drinking water. Why do you think one of the major ways to make money is to sell Black women growth oil? Even from Madam C.J. Walker to right now, you want to make a quick buck, sell a growth oil. Our hair does not grow like that. It doesn't. And I'm going to go here. I do not look feminine with natural hair. Then coupled with the fact that the hair doesn't grow as fast, no. Some women have the confidence, they have the beauty to be able to pull off a short natural. I do not. And I think most Black women do not. They do not. And for a lot of, I know me, I feel prettier with wigs or straight hair. I feel prettier. And I know that's a shame. And I know that's some internalized self-hate. But listen, my eyes aren't fooling me. I don't look that good in any style. But definitely when my hair looks what it looks like, natural. You know how some men, Black men, they like a woman natural in theory, but if you put her side by side with a woman with a wig, they would choose a woman with the wig. I think a lot of Black women are on that type of tip. We like our hair natural in theory. You know, we should like it in theory. We like it better on somebody else, but when it comes to us, we do not look feminine. You know, we do not look feminine. We do not look pretty. And the Black community knows that we have those self-esteem issues. The Black men and Black women, they know we have these insecurities around our hair. And instead of letting us be great, what do? Taunt and pick, and knowing everything that we're going through. Knowing that For real, I don't want to wear straight. I don't want to wear straight hair. But I don't look good with my natural hair. And the natural wigs, they look like, you know, who done it and why. I'm not trying to go to work looking like Mufasa. So I'm sorry if I let the cat out of the bag and I explain too much, but this is it. And y'all need to stop. Listen, it'll never change. It'll never change. Okay? So y'all can harass us. You can belittle us. You can talk about the hard wig versus the soft wig, X, Y, and Z. We don't care. We don't care. Y'all can put it to bed. Y'all not. The black community thrives off of abuse. The black community thrives off of abuse and trauma.
The main girl who would make me feel pretty much like nothing, who would make me feel worthless, who would make me feel ugly, was dark-skinned herself. But she used to hang out like around a lot of light-skinned people, and to me now it's just like she was probably light-skinned in her head.
I remember black girls would say it to other black girls, and I remember asking, being like, why do we use these phrases when we're black? And they would be like, no, we're black, but we're not as black as these girls. It was always like this weird thing of like, you don't want to be as black as someone else.
I don't understand how people who are absolutely gorgeous, like Kim Kardashian type gorgeous, how they have insecurities. I'm like, how do you look like that and have insecurities?
I hate my black skin and I want to completely escape the confines of existing in a black body. So I think that a demelanization process is the only way to go. And I can afford it. I want skin bleaching, lip thinning, nose narrowing, the whole nine. I want me a Kardashian makeover if that's what it takes. And I really feel bad because I have a biracial son who's starting to appear darker by the day, and I don't like that. I think that his experience as a black person is only going to heighten if his skin continues to get darker. Not only that, he also has a birthmark that is growing darker and bigger by the day. And now I have to go and consult with this clinic. This clinic provides a complete demelanization process, skin bleaching, lip thinning, the whole nine. Okay, and I think that that's the best thing for my son. I think that if I want to have him not live a true black experience in this country, we're just gonna have to shovel out some money to get it done.
I have been coaching black women for years at this point. And one thing I know for sure is that black women like to lie, okay? Y'all in those comments does not match the reality. How come so many black women spend hundreds, thousands of dollars each year on growth oils? If our hair grows like everybody else's grows, then how come we need so many aids to help it to grow? I didn't say it doesn't grow as fast, or we don't attain length, or whatever the case is, our hair does not. You see a Hispanic woman, she cuts her hair off in 2 or 3 months. It's down here. Black women, that's not how it's gonna go for us. And that's why more often than not, when we cut our hair, it's a major decision. It is not an overnight decision. Because we know it's a high likelihood we're not gonna get that hair back. And if black women feel so feminine, how come we don't invest in the natural wigs and the weaves? How come more often than not, we are gonna go for a straight style? Why? Because we look better in straighter styles.
Literally on my ugliest day, I'm better than most people, bruh.
Slay! Slay!
I don't like being a black person.
Being lighter skinned has very clear material advantages of both beauty, desirability, romantic relationships, socioeconomic opportunities. Like, this is real.
Team wig, did y'all notice what I noticed? In the whole discussion about Risa Tisa, not one black woman came for her hard wig. Did y'all notice that too? People talked about her weight. They talked about her physique. Not one sister came for her hair. But if she was with a white man being loved right, the first thing anybody would have said, I could tell by the hard wig. So I guess if you're being dogged, if you're being lied to and cheated on by a black man, nobody cares about your wig. But when you're with a white man, your wig is the main topic of discussion.
Hey y'all. Okay, I'm excited for this video because I'm going to show you how to handle being ugly.
All that work and what did it get me? Why did I do it?
The system, I think more people prefer lighter skinned women than darker skinned women.
Where I prayed and I hoped that I would wake up with like lighter skin and I would say to myself, like, why wasn't I born light-skinned? Why wasn't I born with perfectly curly hair? Maybe people won't make fun of me if I have those attributes. And it just really, really sucks.
Wearing a weave, I get shamed because it's not real. Wearing my real hair, I get shamed because it's too nappy.
And I started, hating certain classes just because I was the only dark-skinned person in that class. So I started skipping the class and just going to the bathroom and just staying there the whole time.
I don't know a lot of people around me that are as dark as me. I don't match society's standards of beauty.
So from a young age, I kind of had to decide. I was like, okay, well, I think I'm gonna start wearing weaves because at least then I can present like my hair is straight or like my hair is a looser texture. So like I originally started wearing weaves that was like a looser texture because I was like, that's more acceptable in the Black community.
There's no way out of not being the beauty standard, so.
I think that I'm really, really tired of seeing lighter skinned people like say the exact same things and parrot the voices of darker skinned people and get claps and applause by darker skinned people received antagonism. Darker skinned people as a class of people do not have the ability, the institutional power.
If my country is telling our people that being dark-skinned is not pretty, then they are right. So I started believing that like my own country is telling people bleaching is the way to go. So I started thinking that they're right, and I started putting that in my head, thinking since I'm dark-skinned, I'm not good enough. Should I bleach too?
Like a darker-skinned person with a master's degree usually has less employment opportunities or is less employable than a lighter-skinned person as a bachelor's.
I guess how society sees dark women, like we're basically the losing team. Like who wants to be on the losing team?
I would start believing the negativity that people said. I would start believing oh, you're a walking shadow. I wouldn't want to go outside with people, or I wouldn't want to go to the movie theater with my friends because I know the lights will be off and they wouldn't see me.
Like with social media, light-skinned people are important and they're pretty and this and that. And that's the same thing I want to feel. So, and there's a lot of benefits that come along with it, and I want the same benefits.
I thought I loved myself. Through and through. Deep down, I hated my hair. I didn't know what it was. I didn't want to know what the natural texture looked like. I didn't want to see the length. I was like one of those naturals who was natural, but I was like, I'm not going to go natural. You ain't about to see me with no afro. When I really, really studied, I came to the realization that at the end of the day, our community, again, is still under bondage.
But let me tell you, if white people lose their money tomorrow, they are going to be considered ugly the same way. The same way we consider ugly, you know what I mean?
My mother, of course, like she said this offhandedly, but as a child, like that's something that's rooted in you. But I remember one time and she was just like, you don't need to marry somebody that's like your shade or darker. Like your kids are gonna come out too dark.
To me, I would think, what if everybody's laughing at me because I'm too dark?
It's like you growing up in school, you have mainly guys making fun of your skin color and calling you charcoal, calling you dark. So growing up, you just start to feel like, oh, okay, no one likes me because of my skin color. Like, okay, I see. So that kind of does something to your head, you feel me? And also we have social media.